Coming to you live from high atop Foodworks headquarters, conveniently located directly above a Subway sandwich shop, it's time for Go Fork Yourself with me, Andrew Zimmern, and my travel and food-obsessed doppelganger, the lovely, the beautiful, the smart, the funny Molly Mogren. Slap on your helmet, buckle up, kids. It's time to go fork yourself. Good morning.
Hi.
Have you seen our office Christmas card?
I have.
It's online right now, right? It's on.
It is online, finally.
It's the greatest Christmas card ever done.
I put it on Facebook, too.
You're amazing.
Thanks.
At Beth K. Gibbs, email me the picture so I can put it on my social. Spread it out there with lots of love to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So here's the thing that I noticed. What's at Beth K. Gibbs holding in her hand?
A pretzel.
Nope. A revolver.
Okay.
Madeline?
Same.
Revolver. Dusty?
Maybe a whip.
Revolver. Andrew?
A pretzel and a revolver.
What are you holding?
A bottle of Jack Daniels. I didn't pick it. It picked me.
Correct. I'm just saying things gravitate. Water finds its own level. Do you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So you give me a lot of shit about bugging you about your drinking problem. You're not an alcoholic. Your problem is you can't find enough times during the day.
Yes.
I mean, all that time between coffee in the morning and cocktail hour is kind of a waste. I don't even...
Right.
It's hard for you. I appreciate it.
It's okay.
All right. Would you like to tell people what groundbreaking history is being made here today on our final podcast of 2013? Because, folks, we are going to take 2 weeks off and return to you the first week in January. Yes.
Well, I am, for the first time, not wearing pants.
Nor am I.
No, I'm wearing leggings, but that's not what is going on.
Technically, those are pants.
I know they are pants.
They're Lululemon.
They're Lululemons.
Yeah. It would be nice if they sent a couple pairs over here to the office, since you're wearing Lululemon now.
Well, and now they've fired their crappy CEO, so now I can actually wear Lululemon without feeling like a jerk.
Why? Did their CEO have a problem?
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm unaware.
Well, first of all, he named the company Lululemon because
Right.
why? Because he
Right.
thought it'd be funny to hear Asian people say it like that. That's awful.
Horrible.
Then he said somewhere that some women just shouldn't wear the pants because their butts are too big, basically, and their thighs rub together.
I don't like them then.
He said a lot of nasty, gross, yucky things.
All right.
So they canned him, and they brought on someone from Tom's.
Now,
the shoes.
The Tom's folks are the ones that you get a second pair given to someone in need.
Yeah, and so I think they're now going to send Lululemon to third world countries.
It's fantastic.
I don't know if that's true, but
they
totally should, though.
Oh, my goodness. Well, we'll get to that because that's a very nice segue into one of my little Christmas gifty things.
Ooh.
But today we are actually broadcasting.
Yes, we're filming.
Our first video cast.
Hi.
This is what for those of you who never knew what we looked like, this is us.
Mm-hmm.
We'll do at the end, at Beth K. Gibbs, we'll make a cameo.
We'll make her.
Like Hitchcock walking across the screen,
yes.
And they'll have to figure out at what point in the podcast does
I like
at
that
Beth
idea.
K. Gibbs walk across.
Yes.
All right. By the way, producer extraordinaire, way to deliver. This is fantastic. We have a wide-angle lens. People can follow along. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Send us your comments. Email us from the website. Call in to our hotline. Oh, do we have some hotline information today, too?
Oh, God.
Hotline, 612-246-4582. Let us know what you think about the video. Give us some suggestions.
Let us know what you think about Andrew's strange hat.
This is not a strange hat. I will. This is our Christmas gift edition of the show.
Okay, yes.
For those that need to scramble this weekend and do a last-minute thing all around the country.
That would be me.
Yeah. This is one of my favorite men's stores. I have two favorite men's stores in Minneapolis.
Men's Warehouse. And sorry, what?
And is that the one where you're not just a customer, you're also part of the family, which is
I think that's the hair transplant thing. Or no.
I have that.
You're gonna love how you look.
You're gonna love how you look.
I guarantee it.
Didn't he just get fired along with the Lululemon guy?
Yeah.
Yeah. From the company he founded.
Yeah.
You really got to be a
Christmas.
schmuck. Yeah, that's this is my favorite men's store. One of my two favorite men's stores. I like Patrick Martin. I like Ascot Finlayson. They're just a block apart from each other. I mean, I like a lot of other stores, but I really do. You know, I like Lendruskin. There's a lot of places I shop for.
Haberdashery.
I don't shop
fun
there.
To say.
It is
so fun to say.
But there's something about I'm not a suspenders and fedora guy, and there's too much suspenders and fedora.
I gotcha
over there. But the Dayton brothers,
yes,
right, bought a company, if I'm remembering the story right, that makes these hockey hats, right? These are the hockey team hats that in Minnesota, every high school, every league, everyone, you got to have your hat for warm up, right? And for skating outdoors. So this is that Minnesota hockey hat with the big pom-pom. And rather than do teams, they just put North.
Oh, well, you can't really see it. See, I thought that was a shout out to my favorite celebrity couple, Kim and Kanye.
Well, that's why I also love it.
Mm-hmm.
But their idea is that they want to brand the North. So they're selling thousands of these all over like Northern Europe, because it's like the North. Like we're the North. It's cold up here. Embrace it. This is what we wear around during the day indoors.
Yep.
Anyway, I love this hat.
I love that hat too. Maybe I'll have to get one for
Joshy
Poo.
Ascov Finlayson. Are you not shopping for him at Ascov Finlayson?
No, I got him. I got Josh something
you can
really.
Say he never listens to this.
Well, he does sometimes, but I don't think he'll listen in time. So I'll tell you what I got him.
Yeah.
I bought us a thing that we can do together, which is called Extreme Sandbox. Do you know about it?
No.
This is so up
But
your
I like
alley.
it. Is it clothing optional?
I hope so.
Yeah.
So there's this huge, it's like 100 acres, or I don't know how big it is, but tons of sand, tons of cool gravel and stuff, and you get to drive around bulldozers, and it's like a sandbox, but for adults.
That's awesome.
Isn't that awesome?
Well, he'll love that. You'll love it too, but he'll love that.
Yeah. It's good.
That's really good.
Sorry if you are listening before Christmas, Josh, but I know he's too busy. We've got a wedding this week and a bunch of other crap.
And here's the deal. You are now engaged,
mm-hmm.
okay? Which means he is officially going to do, there's the ring. He's officially going to do what my wife has now done, which is unattached from everything I do professionally.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
Because they just get tired of it. It's like, as my wife said last night to somebody who asked
mm-hmm.
about this topic, she just said, it's too much, Andrew. I live with him. What do I need? I don't want to watch him on TV. I don't want to listen to his podcast. I don't want to read his articles. I don't want to hear about work. It's like, I got it.
Yep.
I got it. So, and I think that's what happens as you...
I'll keep you posted. I'll
so
keep everyone posted.
Let me know. What else do we have to do today? So we have the video.
Yes.
We have our special gift issue. You've already blown it with Josh. I'm getting my wife a rabbit sweater.
Now, I need some clarifying questions here for you.
Mm-hmm.
So is it a sweater made of rabbits?
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like a sweater with a rabbit on it. Like
no.
J. Crew, is doing all those fox sweaters, dog sweaters, right? So it's
right.
Okay, so PETA approved.
Well, it's farm raised. I mean, it's like, what do you mean? There's nothing about me that's
okay. So is it pullover or cardigan?
I don't know, but I know the store that she wants it, and I know that she loves it because she's always cold.
Oh, she is always cold.
She got the same company made a neck gaiter out of rabbit that she wears. That's so awesome.
I kind of want one.
Mm-hmm. You do.
Mm-hmm.
You do. I will let you know. I'll take a picture today when I go get it.
Okay, cool.
Shall we should we just get into our holiday bests? I think this is a tremendous user utility.
Me too.
Broadcast.
Me too.
And should be very funny. Now, I would like to kick off by, and I do not know who wrote this, and I do not know what website it is from. Because I printed, and I will, it's from one of these comedy websites.
Yep. Oh, okay? I've seen it. I've seen this.
You've seen this.
It's great.
It maybe is the funniest thing ever, and it rings true to me because I've been writing a lot during this holiday season. A lot of editorials. There's one in the USA Today that I'm sure Beth is putting on the website right now.
AKA Beth, you're putting it on the website.
Where I talked about the disingenuous. It's very, very hard to be in the business of selling an image of food to a very small percentage of the public who are actually buying it. It goes back to the foie gras ban issue. It goes to all these, like, so few people are actually accessing this. But there is a bitter irony that I'm not really comfortable with. I don't know quite how to resolve it. I'm not leaving the food business because of it, but I feel compelled to do a lot of good in my life because the stuff that I'm involved in, talking about like, oh, you have to go to this amazing restaurant. It's like so few people actually will get to do that.
Oh, yeah.
Right? I mean, it's and to be selling this image in a time when so many are hungry and so many are in need in this country and globally, if you're not doing stuff for good to balance that out, I think something's wrong with you. Which is why I'm pissed off at people who are in my business who have achieved notoriety, who are not using their platform for good. A lot do it in secret.
Oh yeah,
they're not jumping up and down saying, "Look at me, look at me." And so I applaud those people, but I also know a lot of people that are not, and I think that's wrong. But in related news, some guy wrote this funny, scathing editorial about the Williams-Sonoma problem, and he called it "The Hater's Guide to the Williams-Sonoma Catalog."
It's fabulous.
Yes, and here is his point. I will read you the first paragraph, and then I will give you a couple little highlights, and we will get into our lists. I have a house, and like most houses, it's an unfinished work. There are cracks in the paint, there are piles of old clothes, and shoes exploding out of the laundry room, which doubles as a storage room because we don't have a storage room. The walls in our bedroom are bare because we haven't had time to hang pictures on them since we moved in 10 years ago. We need a pantry, but we don't have one. We just cram cans of food and boxes of pasta into the front hall closet with the coats and shoes because there's nowhere else to put them. We do not have a larder. I don't know what a larder is, but it sounds fucking great. Sounds like you keep lard in it, and that suits me nicely. But for now, this loving house will do in all its imperfections. I suspect most houses are like this. There's always some goddamn project that needs to get done and never does. But that is not the kind of home that exists in the Williams-Sonoma universe. Now, you can plug in any of these catalogs into that. It's not Williams-Sonoma specific, a place that I love to shop, by the way. The Williams-Sonoma universe is a magical, pristine, alternate dimension where every room has crown molding and your wife can fart out a perfect red velvet bundt cake in 9 seconds flat from her Wolf oven and you are fucking rich. Just so rich you don't even know what to do with yourself, which is how you end up spending $48 on a tin of peppermint bark. You host fabulous parties with educated neighbors. You eat organic soup out of a tureen handcrafted by a cedar farmer in Alaska who only makes 4 of these tureens a year. It's a fabulous world, chock full of copper cookware dangling from stainless steel hooks and a framed picture of Ina Garten in every room, even in the parlor. Doubly ironic because my uncle, Dr. Richard Zimmern, birthed Ina Garten. Pulled Ina Garten from her mother's womb.
Ooh.
1,000 years ago, you could have lived in a hut and been happy because you didn't know that life could be any better. But in 21st century America, you are constantly being shown how much better life can be, and that is what makes your life so fucking intolerable. Anyway, I've received this year's copy of the Williams-Sonoma Holiday Catalog, and as usual, it features a dazzling assortment of shit you can't afford for a house you'll never live in. And yes, there is a fucking chicken coop in here once again, which I loved last year, and my wife, I mean, rightfully so, just blew me apart for my unabashed adoration of it. List price $8.59 with painted chicken. Highlights: snowflake marshmallows, $5.95 for a set of 4.
Is there a picture of that?
There is a picture of that. 3 months of pork, which includes all of 6 pounds and 4 ounces total for $99.95. The delivery of these are staggered over 3 months. You don't really get 3 months of pork. You get 1 day of bacon, 1 unbearable month waiting for your Italian sausage to arrive. It's just too funny. The butter making kit, $29.95, including the little wooden hand butter mold.
Wait, is that to like churn your own butter at home?
Correct.
Definitely a good use of my time.
Monogrammed steak brand. Put your initials on your grilled masterpieces. Here's their editor's note. It's bad enough that the poor cow takes a frat house iron to the ass before being led to slaughter, but now you got to sign your steak too? This is what I want to do, and tell me if I'm going overboard here. I want to brand a cow, kill that cow, cook a steak from its carcass, brand the steak, serve the steak at a party so that people know it's mine, even though they already saw me grilling it. Then I want to eat the steak, shit it out, brand my shit with some kind of forged iron shit brand, and mail that turd to the cow's children. You will fear the initials, children. They will live in your night terrors. This is very,
so
very
messed
it's
up,
very,
and
it
I
goes
love it.
on and on. My favorite, of course, and this is something I also wanted to buy, which shows you how detached I am from reality. The Miele rotary iron. Sit comfortably at this machine to press and fold large linens in as little as 4 minutes. Every year, the Williams-Sonoma catalog features gifts that are clearly meant for your help. Thomas Barrow, my dear footman, look at what I've got you. Now you can iron my bed sheets in nearly half the time. Surely you must be pleased. It is a $2,000 iron. Then there is
what? A
what's the
$2,000?
Yeah, it's like a feeder. You feed your linen in.
No, that's
Where do
dumb.
you stand on the $500 beehive starter kit? No? Anyway, as you are shopping this year, please, please, please remember the good humor in which this was intended, but also please remember that the point of this whole thing is that, yes, we are selling a world, many of us in this food business, we are selling a world in which very few participate, and there's no better time of year to give the people that need it most the kind of hug that food and love and dignity and respect give. So try to make 2014 the year you do something each week for someone else in need.
I think that's a great idea.
Yes. And that way everyone in America can afford a $2,000 Miele rotary iron.
Well, the thing I hate about all of that stuff is they have so many plates and bowls and things that are dish specific, like pumpkin shaped soup bowls, which you would use that maybe for Thanksgiving. It's like, I personally am trying, I don't even have that much crap, and I'm trying to get rid of my crap. I don't have room for crap. I don't have time for crap. I don't want to look at crap. I don't need any more crap.
Why don't you come down to my basement and help us?
Oh, by the way, thanks for the pineapple drink glasses.
Welcome. Thanks, Molly.
I do love those, though.
Oh, those you love.
Those are fine.
I gave Molly.
Looks good on you, though.
I gave Molly these ceramic pineapples that have a hole in the top, and it's actually a mystery lid, and the straw goes in them for like slushy tropical drinks.
Yes. See, okay, but here's the thing. Having one thing like that, fine, but I don't need 1,000 for,
So you don't want my corn cob dishes?
No.
You don't want my pumpkin pie thing? You don't want... Because I got a lot of that stuff for you.
I'm sure you do.
All right. So we challenged ourselves this week to come up with our top 5 for the following: best books, best foods, best gifts. So without further ado, let's power through this and give people a quick idea of what to get. And by the way, anybody who wants to send me something, I feel like a porn star. You know how porn stars have wish lists?
Yeah, the Amazon wish list.
Yeah, the wish list.
Yeah. I'm familiar.
Everything I
should
made
have
fun
one.
of, everything I made fun of in the Williams-Sonoma thing, I actually want. So anyone who wants to send me the Beehive Kit or the Miele thing, I'm totally up for that.
Yep.
Anything from Williams-Sonoma, copper pans, whatever you want to send me, address on the website.
And I'll take those pumpkin bowls.
We should do wish lists. We should do porn star wish lists.
I like it.
All right. You want to go first? Do you have...
Yeah, I bet there might be some overlap.
Sure. Go ahead.
Okay, so best books.
You going to do your 5?
Sure, I'll do
All
my
right.
5. I don't
Fire
even know
away.
how many I've written
no,
down.
you can go over 5.
Okay, so I haven't cooked anything out of this yet, but I'm dying to make something out of the Pock Pock cookbook.
Spectacular.
Andy Ricker's new cookbook. It's like so beautiful, but it seems like
Here's the great
a lot of practical.
Beautiful and super practical. And for anybody who wants to start cooking, cuisine of Thailand, there is no better place to start. Not only is it great storyteller, it's one of my favorite books. I blurbed the book, so I got a copy, 6 months ago, and I've been cooking out of it a lot. It's absolutely revelatory. I made a soup out of there 2 nights ago for dinner that was spectacular.
Nice. Yeah.
Yes.
So kind of along those same
that's on
lines.
mine.
Yep.
By the way, I should point out, top cookbooks of the year, according to all of us here in the office, is on andrewzimmern.com.
Yes. Kind of along those same lines, Every Grain of Rice, Fuchsia Dunlap's book.
That's the vegetarian one, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I've made a couple things out of there, and it's sort of like, I don't know, for me, cooking Italian food or, like American things are pretty second nature. So that's sort of a world that is kind of new to me, and I need some guidance. She's totally a good guru and guide through that.
Don't you want to know how to make like spicy roasted eggplant?
Because it never tastes the same when it's like, what are the magical ingredients that are missing or technique that you don't know?
That's exactly right. Can I make a confession?
Yes.
Fuchsia Dunlap has been writing about Chinese food for 20 years. Mm-hmm. I've devoured everything she's ever written. Every book, every New York Times article, every Saveur article, Food and Wine art, everything she's ever done, I've devoured. And I developed, because the food of Szechuan is kind of a thing of mine, I developed a huge food crush on her. And I embarrassed myself last year at the Beard Awards pre-party so much because I had been tweeting her saying, are you going to be in town? Are you attending this thing? And she's like, yes. And I said, I'll finally meet you. And she walked up. She's so kind and so gracious and so charming. And she walked up to me at one of these pre-party events and tapped me on the shoulder and started to introduce herself. I knew exactly who it was. And I just fumbled all over everywhere. I was a complete moron dork.
That's kind of cute, though.
Well,
I mean,
it was kind of embarrassing.
For you.
I think she may have walked away in horror. I think I represented myself decently, but she's just, I adore her. Her point of view, like the essence of her, I absolutely adore.
And she's kind of a badass.
No, totally is. She's very funny too.
Yeah.
Continue.
Okay. That's all I got for cookbooks. And the other ones I have Anything That Moves. Obviously, we had Dana Goodyear on the podcast a couple weeks ago. I'm dying to read that. I haven't read the whole
Great
thing.
book.
Just part of it. Mary Roach, who's my favorite writer ever.
You turned me onto her.
Yeah, she's got a new one, Gulp, which is great. The Most of Nora Ephron. That it's like a kind of like a, what does he call it?
Compendium.
Yeah, sure, of a lot of her stuff. And she passed away. When was it? Was it earlier this year?
Beginning of the year,
beginning
right?
of the year. Yeah, so I've been reading a lot of her stuff, and it's just awesome. Anyway, that's my 5.
I absolutely adore that. Well, it's hard for me to pick. There are so many. The Manresa book by David Kinch. There is a whole group of books from which most people will never cook.
Right.
However, the reason that I like the Noma cookbook, the Manresa cookbook, et cetera, Thomas Keller's, French laundry cookbook.
And the Dom cookbook that just came out too. There's so many.
Correct. The idea for me is that some people will love to spend a Sunday recreating one of those dishes.
Yeah. Yep.
Because they are hobbyist cooks for whom doing that is like assembling a little miniature model of an airplane.
Or working on your car all day in the garage. Right.
Exactly right. But for most cooks, the reason I think you need these books is that they're inspirational. They give you an extreme point of view from the people who are affecting all the other cooks whose food is more accessible in terms of daily cooking. But you will learn the occasional technique that will blow your mind, right? You will learn about, something simple like misting your baby lettuces with seasoned vinegar.
Oh.
As opposed to tossing them in dressing and bruising it. You will learn about ways to bathe little shoots and roots in a delectable little cuisson of, spent, butter solids. And quite frankly, that's the kind of thing that even if you use a couple little tips and trucks from those books will improve your cooking immensely.
Well, yeah, and it's sort of...
And they're beautiful to look at.
And it's sort of like the culinary equivalent to subscribing to Vogue or W or...
Correct.
Any of that kind of stuff.
Correct.
Really, is anyone wearing a $7,000
Correct.
Sweatshirt?
Well, that's the rabbit one I'm getting my wife.
Yeah.
Thank you for making fun of me again. But I sat in the kitchen at Manresa and David gave me his personal point of view on why biodynamic vegetable growing, eating, and treasuring is
Mhm.
so important. Those types of essays are in the book, and it
Mhm.
will change the way you look at food. Duck, Duck, Goose by Hank Shaw. I
Mhm.
mean, I love to hunt and eat, and I've hunted and eaten with Hank, and I just absolutely love that. I love that book because I wanted to pick something from here in our part of the world.
Yep.
Amy Thielen's New Midwestern Table.
Mhm.
A wonderful. I'm more into Amy Thielen than I am into Ree Drummond.
Oh, well.
Enough said.
Yeah.
It's not a shot
No,
at Ree. It's just like I love Amy's point of view with that. And while there are a ton of other books on my list, I have a tie for fifth with Gramercy Tavern Cookbook, Michael Anthony's book, co-written with Dorothy Kalins. Now, Dorothy Kalins, I mean, it's just so smart. It's so well put together. The food is so brilliant. Mike's a great, 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 great chef. And then I there's so many books from the South that I love. John Currance's book, Edward Lee's book. But Danielle, My French Cuisine by Daniel Boulud is, to me, the one that really is worth taking. So there's my five. And anything by Ruhlman.
Yeah. Well.
But Schmaltz came out this year. I have it on my iPad.
Do you?
Yeah, I love it.
I see. It seems like if you're cooking something schmaltzy, and you shouldn't be touching a screen.
I keep an iPad in. We have an old one that I don't go on the internet. I just I don't load anything on. So it's just like having a portable tablet.
Yeah.
In the kitchen. It's in the drawer. It's got a cord. It's always powered. So like when I made the soup the other day, I'd taken a picture of the recipe out of Pok Pok.
Yep.
Because the book is on my desk.
Yeah.
And I just brought it up on my iPad and just cooked it.
Yep, that's good.
Right?
That's a good tip right there.
It is a good tip. I instead of throwing out that old iPad when you get a new one this year for Christmas, use it as your kitchen iPad. Well, there's so much to do to log on to recipe, look at lists, order something from La Tienda, whatever. All right. Best foods.
All right.
What do you got?
This was the year of the beverage for me.
Ooh.
I know. I had a lot of good beverages this year.
Fire away.
Well, Verdant Tea.
Yep.
So they're a local Minneapolis tea house, but you can buy their stuff online, and it's just, we went there. You can read about it on andrewzimmern.com, but
that's right. We have links there to Verdant.
Yeah, but they've got some of like the best tea I've ever had. I know my tea life's a little different than yours.
No,
but
that's where we're getting a lot of our tea these days. We're tea obsessed in our house, and my wife and I have been giving a lot of Verdant stuff away as gifts. And the best thing in the whole world, and not trying to disparage other people's kombuchas.
Yeah.
They have the best kombucha I've ever tasted. They have it on tap, so you can get a glass, or you can buy a growler of it.
It's
Noah
awesome.
now drinks kombucha every day. A kid. That's how good their kombucha is.
It's really good.
Yeah.
It's so good. Another beverage thing, Tonks coffee. My Tonks subscription. You do it too, don't you?
Me too.
And that's what I got for my dad for either his birthday or Father's Day or something. And it's like every other week I get awesome coffee delivered to my house. And Josh doesn't drink a whole lot of coffee, so it's kind of my own little treat.
Tonks coffee's fantastic.
And the Soda Stream has changed my life. I love it.
Now, the Soda Stream, is that when Josh has too much root beer and then walks to the tree in the backyard?
Sometimes.
I saw the Soda Stream being demoed at Best Buy 2 days ago when I went to buy a new TV for the living room.
Yeah. I mean, I know it maybe it's not up everyone's alley, but I drink a ton of sparkling water.
Yep.
So I just like I make my own with like cucumber or fresh basil, or I'll do like strawberry or something, and it's just the best.
It's awesome. It's a great idea. Basically, it carbonates your whatever beverage you want it to carbonate.
Right.
And you stay away from the blue raspberry syrup they sell with it.
I do.
You do.
Mm-hmm.
For me, you ready for this?
Yep.
Here's my tops. Zimmern sausage, the Zimmern LaFrida sausage.
They're good.
Yeah, go to patlafrida.com, go to andrewzimmern.com. If you have a meat lover in your life, it's a great thing to get.
Mm-hmm.
The folks at Edwards Hams.
Okay.
In Surrey, Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
The best ham. We got one for Thanksgiving. We're still eating off of it. They have dozens and dozens.
I love that.
Yeah, it's absolutely fantastic. Edwards and Sons, great hams. Barbecue.
Mm-hmm.
I've ordered barbecue from 100 different barbecue places over the course of the last year because I love getting barbecue sent to me. Here's the problem. Most of them don't understand really how to pack it. They don't understand how to get it to you in the right condition. They don't understand, I don't want someone to shave paper-thin slices of something and freeze it and send it to me. It just defeats the whole purpose. It's not right. And while there's nothing like being in the place, sometimes I just have a hankering for a certain person's barbecue.
Mm-hmm.
Jim and Nick's.
Yes.
Birmingham, Alabama. They got like 30 locations all around the country. But go online to jimandnicksbarbecue.com and you will be able to mail. If you're going to do it, they know how to box it, ship it, send it. It arrives on. They've got their system down.
That's good because that kind of makes or breaks it, really.
Correct. The same way that when I order banana pudding and cookies and cakes and stuff, if I'm going to send to someone, I'll use a place like Magnolia Bakery because they know how to ship and send.
Yeah, it's nothing worse than getting like a package of crumbs in the mail.
Barney Greengrass and Russ and Daughters in New York is where I get all my smoked fish from.
Mm-hmm.
Bagels, Bialys.
That's true.
You know, all that, super duper Jew shit that I love. JoeStoneCrab.com. I did Thanksgiving crab from them.
You did?
Hors d'oeuvre. Yeah. They just know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. Zingerman's in Ann Arbor, Michigan. Zingermans.com. I think it's Zingermansdeli.com. No, maybe it's Zingermans.com. Superb. If you're going to do cheeses, breads, olive oils, vinegar, I mean, they just have a great resource for it, and they understand how to get it to your friends. The other one that's really fun, and here's a great gift idea for folks. Go like online to your favorite food website, shameless plug, like ours or any of our dozen friends that are cooking the South. Cochon Butcher. By the way, cochonbutcher.com. I get a lot of stuff from them. Don Link's place. But you go get recipes from Don Link or John Besh or, whatever Southern, New Orleans cookbook you have for a great gumbo from either one of those guys. Then go to CajunGrocer.com. So you print out the recipe.
Oh, yeah.
You send it to your friend in a Christmas card. And then like 2 days later, guess what arrives? Real andouille.
Yes.
Right?
That's smart.
Real fill in the blank.
Yep. That's
and you
fun.
can get some of the things they need to make the recipe.
One of my favorite Christmas gifts recently was last year. Madeline in our office gave me a bottle of wine with some like mulling spices and stuff with the recipe for mulled wine from Food and Wine magazine. It was awesome.
See, that's a great thing. That's a great thing. Now you were doing sodas.
Yeah.
We're doing juices.
Oh yes.
In our house, Breville USA. Best juicer I've ever used.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. Why? What's the elevator
Super
pitch?
sharp blades, 120 watts. It powers through everything. It's got large containers on either side, both for the juice and for the pulp. The spent,
the smudge
part of it.
Sludge stuff.
Easy to clean, stainless steel, heavy. BrevilleUSA.com. Go get yourself a juice. If you have a friend who wants that, you're looking for something like that for the health nut in your family.
Is that a pretty spendy item?
No, you do want to know something? They used to be $500-$600, and now they're half that. And they have some that are under $200.
Huh. All right. Good to know.
It's really, really, really. I mean, look, it's a real machine, but you want one that will last you. There's nothing worse than juicing. And a month into it, you put in one last carrot, and you smell smoke out of the little 30-watt motor, and it's dead. I mean, that's happened to us with blenders, right? Everyone's had that. You get the crappy, cheap blender, and you go to grind ice, and it's like, and it gets stuck on a cube, and you're done. Right? Who wants that?
Not it.
Not me. Best gifts.
Okay. I've got a few things on here, but my number one kick-ass awesome gift is something that I found when I was in Arkansas hunting earlier this year. There is a furniture, housewares sort of design company that we visited there, Paul Michael Company, and they have these awesome wood cutting boards. They're giant wood cutting boards with either antlers for handles on the sides or these wrought iron handles, and so you can use them as a cutting board but also to serve meat and stuff. So they have a nice little moat around the outside of the cutting board that collects any juices or whatever, but they're really pretty. That's what I want for Christmas. And this is my number one thing to get to people is a really solid, awesome pepper grinder.
Correct.
With great innards, metal innards, no plastic crap, no weird gadgetry, nothing, No batteries. Just a classic pepper grinder.
Mm-hmm.
It's my fave.
Have you seen our pepper grinder at home?
No.
I've gotten 20 of them.
Mm-hmm.
19 have died.
Okay.
I've had one that's lasted 18 years.
Yeah, that's a good run.
And we use it all the time.
That's a good run.
It literally still looks brand new, still grinds like a son of a gun. I've never had to adjust it, tighten it, do anything. I just fill it and go, fill it and go.
All right. Where'd you get it?
Zossen. It's the little Zossenfuss with the little offset, little German one.
Yep.
Piece of cake. I've listed lots of books.
Uh-huh.
I've listed lots of food resources. I give those as gifts, and I like pairing it up with little recipes and stuff like that. So, and the Breville, so I'm over my top 5 of each.
Yep.
But here's the thing that I'm getting myself 2 gifts this year. Booker and Dax, Dave Chang's and Dave Arnold's sort of think tank laboratory for food gear, has a Kickstarter for a Sears all, SEARZEALL.
All right.
So
what's
if you like sous vide leg of lamb,
which I do daily.
Okay, let's just say, and you bring it out and you want to caramelize the outside, you don't put it under the broiler. You take your Searsall, which is like a little flamethrower for the kitchen.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. I did see that. Okay, that's cool.
Okay, the Searsall. Second thing, also a Kickstarter. I am getting myself an immersion circulator.
Okay.
Okay, you used to have to spend a lot of money to get one.
Mm-hmm.
If you go to Sansaire, SANSAIRE.com.
Yeah.
There is a $199 immersion circulator that holds temperature, conducts, and I think they tested them in 3-gallon pots of water.
Why you might want something like that in your home kitchen?
Yes, because there is no greater time saver or money saver than being able to portion foods into little food-safe plastic baggies, right? So start there.
Yep.
When you want to cook something perfectly and evenly with absolute maximum tenderness, full effect, and not losing any flavor or nutrition except from what is naturally lost through heat, why not use an immersion circulator?
Is it like
I'll give you an example.
Crock-pot of the future?
It is better than the crock-pot of the future. I'll give you a great example.
Okay.
My favorite sous vide technique is to take baby chickens, cut them in half,
Not alive.
Put them with a few tablespoons of wine and herbs and a garlic clove and vacuum seal it.
Okay.
A little vacuum sealer. It pushes all of those seasonings into the bird, and you let it sit for an hour or two, and it gets as much flavor as it would marinating for 2 days. You throw it in the immersion circulator, right? You can do this on Sunday night. You can do lamb chops, chicken, duck, beef, and cauliflower. All in the same immersion circulator, all wrapped up. Put them in the refrigerator. And you can eat all week long because it keeps the food better, cools it fast, right? Because you can put them under cold water, stop the cooking process, then put them on a tray in your refrigerator. And then what I do is I take the chicken out, you slide it out of the bag. It's cooked, right? The skin looks bald, right? You can then let it come to room temperature for 25 minutes, half an hour, and then just sear it and crisp the skin. And when it's heated through, serve it.
And
the whole thing will melt in your mouth. Or use your Searsall.
Searsall, okay.
Right? My Searsall has not arrived yet.
All right.
But I will be using my Searsall for that. It is a way of cooking that allows, I think it's fun. It's a 35-year-old, 40-year-old technique that is finally now, over the last 3 or 4 years, become easy for the home cook. And I think it's part of that modernist trend. You want to cook perfect octopus every time and and everyone wants to get on the octopus bandwagon and says, how do I do that? Yeah, you can do it in pot of water. You can do all that kind of stuff. Or you can just do it sous vide and set a timer.
Yeah.
And there's certain things that it works really, really well for.
Ooh, I want to try using one.
So, and finally, at $199 and all you have to do is buy a Lexan tub at a restaurant supply store, 2 or 3 gallon one, piece of cake.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like a little jacuzzi bath for your food.
That's cute.
But you set the temperature, and everybody wants to do the 63-degree egg, right?
Sure.
You just set the temperature on your immersion circulator, drop the egg in, and and at 63 degrees, cook it for the desired amount of time depending on how you want it. And literally the white will cook perfectly. The yolk will cook perfectly. You can cut it with your little fish line, and you can have your ramen eggs to die for, right?
With your fish line.
That's how you do it.
Oh.
Yeah, there's my tip of the week. Listener questions. Call the hotline, 612-246-4582.
This phone call is brutal.
Let's go to Bruce. Bruce called in with a fantastic question.
Hi, my name is Bruce. I'm a regular listener, and I really enjoy your show. I have a question for both Molly and Andrew. I'm curious as to who's been the most influential person in your life. That is, a person or persons that have helped make you who you are today. Thanks.
God, that voice sounds so familiar.
Sure does.
Yep.
So, earlier this week,
Yes.
my dad called and said, "Hey, did you get any listener questions this week?"
Mm-hmm.
And I said, I'm not sure. I don't check those. Beth does.
Yep.
And he's like, "Okay, I was just wondering."
Mm-hmm.
So then, of course, because he can't contain himself, he tells me that he called and asked that question, which I had to tell him is sort of a loaded question to get from your dad. Is that It's sort of like, okay, do I have to say my father? But we're just gonna. He told me that I didn't have to say him, though. Dad, it's you.
Of course it is.
You've been such a great influence.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, what's your answer?
Are you copying out and using your dad?
No, I'm not copying out and using my dad. Do you want to know?
Yeah, I want to know who's influential. Yeah, who are you people?
Okay.
Tell me.
Well, and I've been thinking about this a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you think about this kind of stuff over the holidays.
Sure, who doesn't?
My people would probably be, I have a handful of teachers from high school. Yep. Specifically my one teacher, Mr. Spreeman, and then another teacher, Miss Hansen, who was my yearbook teacher.
Mm-hmm.
I spent a lot of time with her. But also, probably Donna Terrace and Pam Karpesh, who hired me as a 16-year-old to work at their catering company, and I'd never cooked anything before. I was the pickiest eater. It was just after school job, and they taught me how to cook, and I worked for them for 6 years. Yeah, and I'm feeling kind of bad right now because I haven't talked to either of them for a couple years.
Sure.
So that's actually one of my goals in the next few days. I'm gonna call them.
That's really sweet.
And see what's up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I disagree with your friends. You are a good person at heart.
I know, right? I have my moments.
Yeah. My parents, obviously, and I have a lot of parents of my friends that were great influences on me. My friend Clark's parents, Hero and Elizabeth, gave me along with my dad and my mom, a passion for learning and a love of food that I would not have gotten other places. Obviously a lot of professional mentors, and things like that. A lot of, people, spiritual gurus and things like that, and other people of influence who sat on the edge of my bed, metaphorically speaking, and told me I didn't have to be a drug addict or a drunk anymore. I mean, they saved my life and gave me a way to live that continues to be impressive. And these days, probably my son, because in the last year, as he's developed his little personality, and certainly he has a lot of challenges, it gives you motivation, and it teaches you a lot about yourself. Kids teach you a lot about yourself when they get to a certain age. I mean, it was one thing, you learn about responsibility. They're 5 and you got to sit and teach them how to draw or hold a pencil. I mean, that's great. But when they're 8.5, 9, and they're struggling with things in their life, it changes the way you look at the world.
Yeah.
And that, I think it's an important part of who you are.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And you, I forgot to mention you. For me. You took a chance on me. That was really great. Oh no, don't do it. Oh. See, this is why we have the video camera going.
Fucking hate you. I hate you so much. Every time Molly says something nice to me, I start crying.
Which isn't very often,
we love you
right?
very much. No, it's good twice a year, though. Bizarre Foods America, San Francisco Bay, airs Monday, December 23rd at 9 Eastern, 8 Central. I will tell you this. Last week, we set a record for ratings.
I heard that.
So let's beat it. By the way, the San Francisco Bay episode, I think, has the single most important story we may have ever covered, which is the Hampton Creek Simply Eggs story. Josh Tetrick and his team who've created a plant-based egg.
I think you've mentioned that before.
I may have mentioned that before. I've been on. I see. Here's the thing. I had this incredible. I was the fourth person to taste a scrambled plant, but more importantly, I really believe this guy's going to win the Nobel Prize. And it may not be for this project. He is just. You meet someone. I'm a very good assessor of character and smarts, and like one of my unique abilities, a gift I have, is I can look at someone and say that person. And I literally spoke to him for 2 hours, and I was like, this guy. Please, if you love this program, nominate Go Fork Yourself for the 2013 Stitcher Awards in the Best of Food and Wine category. There's a link on andrewzimmern.com. You can vote once per day until December 24th. We will be on hiatus until January 10th. Until then, catch up on old episodes, call into the hotline, and berate us for recommending shitty gifts to you. And until then, to everyone, a very, very Merry Christmas and a very, very Happy New Year. And probably most importantly, go fork yourself.
This has been a FoodWorks Inc. production. Executive producer Beth Gibbs. Hosted by Andrew Zimmern and Molly Mogren. Music by Andy Mogren. For more information, visit andrewzimmern.com.